What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Still figuring things out. Let me know if you can hear me, okay? Because still figuring this out. So please let me know if you can hear me in the chat, in the group chat, or looks like the YouTube comments are not live. So if you're watching on YouTube, I recommend you head on over to this link. I'm going to link it into the YouTube channel. It's the second time I've done that. I recommend you go over there because then you can, you know, ask questions and stuff, which is the point of this whole thing. Why is my video not showing? Let's see. Let's stop screen sharing for a second. Then it has to show me. Sorry about that. It has to show me, I guess, here. What if I share screen? What if I do that? I want to do that too. Because I have some cool slides. Oh, then my camera goes away. Well, that's better anyway, right? You don't have to see me. So actually, I'm still waiting for my my co-host here, the admin of the Incoming Jets 2016 page. So I'll give him a little bit of time here. You know, before we get going. I don't want to take too much time. I know it's late, and you guys, most of you guys that are going have a big day coming up, so, you know, you got to enjoy that to the max, right? Present to everyone. Okay, show my camera, too. Why can't you not do that? This is a mess. So where are you guys headed? Come on, let me know. Where are you guys going? Where will you guys be for the next year, at the minimum? Could be a lot more. You never know. Right now you're thinking, hey, I'm going to be there for a year. It could change easily. I thought that same thing. I was going to be here for 1 year. But actually I've been here 8 years. So it happens. You never know what Kagoshima City, Sandaishi, Hyogo-ken. See, I've never been either. Oh, Kagoshima I have been to. So there you go. Kagoshima I have been to a long time ago, and that was cool. So you're lucky. I don't know. To be honest, like where you are, it's cool. Like it definitely matters a lot. It definitely matters a lot, right? But what's more important is kind of how your schools are, you know? Oh, my hair is a mess. Look at this. But it's really the most important thing is kind of how your schools are, how your teachers are. That's kind of like the most important part, you know? So, like, yes, it's awesome where you're going. It's very important. But you still don't know how it's going to be until you get there and you figure out your schools and all that kind of stuff, you know? So, but anyways, I wait. Let's see. I'll give it another 3 minutes, and then we'll start going because we have to get this show on the road, right? We have to get the show on the road. See the cat tower back there? Huge cat tower right there. Up, got a message. Up, here he is. Our guest host is joining us now, live. Hold on, let me add him. I gotta add him though. He said, in his words, I'm gonna cuss here. He said, "Oh shit, are you live?" Yes, I am live. So, fantastic co-hosting done by Adrian of the Incoming Jets Facebook board. I sent him an invitation. Let's see how long it takes him to receive it. And then we can get this show on the road. And it gets you having a great time in Japan. Hopefully. But it will be. I guarantee it. I'm confident in you guys. So what do you got? You guys got a big day tomorrow, huh? Most of you, right? You have to go to like orientation and stuff like that. That's a fun day. Well, it's just exciting. It's not, I guess I can't say it's really fun. It's kind of stressful, right? You're really worried about what's going to be like, right? Oh, God. Let's see where he's going. Oh, there he is. Let me unmute him. Unmute. Present to everyone. Oh, no. Unmute. Not present to everyone. There is our guest host. Show him, bro. Let's get his mic on, please. Hold on 1 second. We can do this. We can figure this out together. Unmute just you. Hello. Eject. I can actually eject you if I want to. I don't want to eject him, though. I want to just make him be able to talk. So if anyone knows how to do that, now's the time to say. But hold on. No. Okay. Please be able to do this. Hello, Adrian. Let me know if you're there in the chat first. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the ish. When I say ish, I mean issue. I'm here. Okay, so we got to get you talking, though. I know. Funny guy. We'll get you going. Hold on. Let's do the profile. I can check your profile. Okay, beautiful profile. How can I add you as adding someone? I'm Googling this. This is very professional. This is very professional. Add or move, adding people into Hangout. Let's see if we can get you to be able to speak. That's what we want, right? I'm tired of seeing my face on the big screen. I'm changing it. Ugh, come on. This is nasty. Let's go to screen 2. That's what we're here for, right? What's what we're here for? Look at that. It's much better, right? I want to let you be able to speak. I do have a guest host here. I can't do this all myself. Impossible. Add person. How to use Google Hangouts in Japan? Yeah, exactly. You answer that. If you answer that, I'm happy. Please. How come I can't just unmute him? What the F? What the F? Oh, here we go. Oh, share controls. Oh. Unmute. Oh, I just turned your video on. Here we go. I don't turn your video on. I want to turn your microphone on. Sherry Kennedy? Oh, I can just turn on your picture. I don't care about your picture. Share controls. All right, now try that. I think I shared controls with you. Now you should be able to turn yourself on, I think. Not sure, though, but it's worth a shot. Nope means yes. No, it means no. How can I get you? I know what to do. Why don't I just call you on the Skypies, and then you can talk and people can hear you, hopefully. Right? That should work in theory. Can't do it. Which can't you do? Can't do Skype or can't do the thing. The thing I said before. The thing in the thing. Can't unmute myself on Google Hangouts. Okay, so let's try Skypers. I'll call you on Skype and then we'll see if people can hear you too. That should be, hey, Solution Central, right? That's what we're all about here. Solution Cinch. So I'll call you on Skype right now. I'm not waiting for your answer, actually. Let's see, find your name. Adrian left. Great, he's left. He dipped out. So Barrett, so we got to see. Sean's going to Kagoshima. Adrian, where are you going? No, he was a jet for 5 years, actually. Oh, I just got his message. Here we go. Here I am, he says. Let me know if you can hear him now. I'm calling him. Sorry about this blah thing. Okay. Can people hear him? Can you hear Adrian is a big question. Adrian, keep talking. Tell us about yourself. God, they say nope. They're all saying no. They cannot hear you. What the F, right? How can I add someone to be able to talk? All right, well, let's try this. I got an idea. Can you get back in the chat, Adrian? The Google Hangout thing. And I'm going to make everyone be able to speak, but then mute everyone else. And then it should be only you being able to talk. That should work. I'll give you linkers. Here, 1 second. Link Essential. Right here. So join that, and then I'll unmute everyone, and then unmute everyone, and then mute everyone else to view again. Can you try again? It's not on air. We still have people here. Yeah, that's fine. Oh man. Oh, you're in. I saw you just got in. All right, so let's let me do that. Unmute everyone. And cameraman. No. And then unmute peeps. This is great. Okay. This is fantastic. Show and broadcast. Unmute.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Now I can do it.
there you go. Can you turn it up a little bit? I mean, I'll turn it up here. Adrian's in the house. Can you hear Adrian now? Let me know.
Echo.
So just turn. You have it open somewhere else, I guess. So just turn it off. Okay, you're in. Yeah. I think if you have echo, it's up somewhere else. So just turn it off. You don't have to, just kind of mute it.
I have echo?
No, you're fine with me. If you think, I thought you had echo, but okay, so you're good? Let me kind of turn you up because you're a little bit low on my side. How's he sound for you guys, volume-wise? Adrian, what's your favorite color?
Green.
Green. How was that? Sounds good. Okay, let's finally get the show on the road. We're 10 minutes late already, so let's get it going. So, Doug, today welcome to the Jet Q&A 2016. I thought it'd be a good idea to help, any of those last-minute questions. There's, 20,000 questions on that board that can be answered quickly, in my opinion, sometimes, on the Jet 2016 board. So I thought it was a good idea. And Adrian agreed to help me out. So first, let's get to the kind of introduction about who we are. So, Adrian, I'm going to let you go first. What's your kind of background in Japan? How long were you in Japan? That kind of stuff. Let us know.
Okay. Sorry, I'm going through different pages here. So I was an ALT in Takayama City in Gifu Prefecture. And, I lived there for almost 4 years. And coming back to the States, I worked a little bit for the Japanese consulate, helping with the JET program process, helped with the interviews, did all sorts of behind-the-scenes kind of stuff. So I know all the ins and outs of the scoring process, which is really exciting. And you only wish you knew.
You gotta, yeah.
I can't say it. We can't say much.
Okay.
And then, but I'm leaving that. I left that because starting this August, I will become an elementary school teacher at a charter school here in Chicago. So I'm actually going back to the classroom, but as an actual homeroom teacher, not like Japan where we're assistants. I have teaching certification here in Chicago, so I'm going to go back to the classroom and teach elementary school kids.
There you go, but you'll be in control then, right?
Oh yeah, no ALT for me anymore.
No assistant, no A part of that, huh? Cool. So you were in JET for 4 years, right?
Yes.
And overall thoughts? Great per system.
Oh, I loved being an ALT. I had so much fun. Actually, tomorrow I'm going to go to I'm going to be a receptionist for the outgoing jets that are departing from the Chicago consulate, and I'll be there 12:45 until 9 o'clock at night helping out. And I'm gonna be a little bit emotional, not for everybody leaving, but for me still staying here.
Yeah, gonna get that feel. Yeah, the kind of feeling comes back, huh?
Yeah. So that's something that I'm gonna have a hard time with tomorrow. But my time as an ALT is over with. I will visit Japan, hopefully at the end of this year, and I still think it was a great experience. I miss it. I still keep in contact with my students. I keep in contact with my coworkers. Actually, you're a great ALT when your former JTE, which is your Japanese teacher of English, texts you questions about English.
There you go. That's the goal. Yeah. He's setting the goal for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I actually, from my side of things, I was not on the jet side of things. I was on the dispatch company side of things, so I know things about that other world of the underworld, some say. I was a dispatch ALT for 3 different companies, and I did it for 7 years. And overall it was a good experience. I think my time there's diminishing returns on the ALT job, in my opinion. When you first start out, short term, I think it's awesome, and then the longer you do it, the kind of less awesome it gets in life terms, kind of. Adrian, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
in terms of career and stuff,
Yeah, with the JET program, I know dispatch companies, it can be for an unlimited amount of time, but with dispatch companies, you can stay for a longer time. But with JET, it's usually 3 to 5 years. Some schools only go up to 3 years, and others 5 years. I was given the option for a 5th year, but I knew that getting older, getting into my late 20s, I realized that I wanted to do something else to advance my career. So for me, it was time to go. But I enjoyed it regardless.
Yeah, it's definitely a good time. And now I'm doing translation, and I do ALTInsider.com, sell lesson plans and stuff there. So I'm still living in Japan, still loving it, but just on the now I just try to help people as much as I can be good ALTs. So because I think it is a rewarding experience. It is the best way to live in Japan if you can't speak Japanese fluently yet. So let's keep going. Things to remember for this kind of thing. It's not official. This is not set up by JET in any way. And I'm going to say some things probably and that Adrian's going to disagree with and I'm going to do things that probably the JET handbook definitely doesn't agree with, but I'm going to say my opinions on things, what I think is the right way to do it. It's definitely not official, so remember that. Also, with everything we answer, every situation is different, so it sucks, but it's just that's the case, you know what I'm saying? Like, every situation is different. So, like, you could read in the handbook that it says, wear a suit for the first day, and then your school could say, please don't wear a suit for the first day. So, like, whatever you hear, kind of know it might change in the end. Would you agree with that, Adrian?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, things have change all the time. I mean, even as someone who, if you have a predecessor, their experience in Japan might be different than the experience that you're going to have. So it can vary. All of a sudden, different teachers as well, different students. So it's all just one big mystery.
Yeah, it's like you never know what's going to happen until you get there. That's what makes it kind of nervous, and I'm sure that's why I said the next one, don't freak out, because I know, for a lot of people, it's a very nervous time, and you want to be freaking out. Your body's just freaking out. You don't, gonna go to a different country here soon, but just know it's gonna be all right. You'll figure it out. Also, if I think we're going to be able to get to all the questions here. It's not like we have a packed house here. We have some great people here, but it's not too busy. So if you don't have a question, I can always help you the whole year. James@ALTinsider.com, and I can answer any questions you have then. So first, let's get to some questions I got in email today, actually, and then we'll open it up. And also, so here's a question, Adrian, I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
How many shoes should I bring?
Maybe I would say at least three pairs.
Three pairs. Okay. So what should they be? Formal, normal, formal,
so
informal.
One is formal. One is your everyday kind of shoe, going out to get errands, hanging out, things like that. And then a pair of indoor shoes for your school. Now, if you have multiple schools, you can take those when you leave. Or once you're in Japan and your shoe size is not too big, you can just buy a cheap pair at a shoe store. There's ABC Mart. I think it's called ABC Mart, the shoe store. Or you can go to a Valor Home Center, and you can buy other pairs there. But for now, I think 3 is enough. 3 pairs.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Remember, and don't think you can't buy things when you get here. Unless you have extreme situation, like extremely huge feet or something, like extremely big size. Don't forget you can buy stuff here. But I would recommend, of course, bring what you need for your orientation and what you need for kind of your first few days at least. So, next one here I'll ask you, Adrian, is what should you wear to orientation?
It's a formal event. You gotta wear business.
Yeah, I think it's pretty simple. Yeah, pretty simple. Just wear your best for that one. Why risk it? Just wear your best.
You're not in college anymore, my friends. You have a job.
And you're gonna be very hot. Just get over it.
But fortunately, KO Plaza is air conditioned.
There you go. Once you get inside, you're fine. But
yeah.
Also, let's get one. Skips kind of the stupid ones.
I kind of want to know what the stupid ones are, to be honest.
Okay, I consider a stupid question like something like, since there's only a few people here, we can say it. Someone will say like, well, my second period at a school I only go to once a month, the second teacher sometimes refers to me as my last name only, and sometimes refers to me as my first name only. What should I do in a situation like that? That kind of question, you know, it's like extremely, extremely specific, and you know, extremely thing like that, you know.
Oh, okay. Well.
But anyways, let's get to more broad that helps more people. I think is more important, right? So, okay, let's cover the omiyage thing because I get that question a lot.
Okay.
So, what did you bring, Adrian, and how did it go over?
Nothing. No, I'm just kidding. Here's the thing. For omiyage, I didn't really bring much. I only brought things for maybe 10 people, and then I brought like a small bag of chocolates, and I put it in front of in the office, and I just had people pick out of them. But usually I only brought things for like the principal, the assistant principal, my supervisor, and the people in the English department. But other than that, I didn't really pack a lot of omiyage like many people are. So I think stressing out about omiyage is really too much. I think omiyage is whatever what your heart's content with. The Japanese people are not going to treat you any different if you bring a certain type of omiyage. They're not going to give you a pay raise. They're not going to become your best friend. It doesn't matter. Your performance as an ALT, your contribution to the school, your contribution to the community is going to make the difference. The omiyage is not.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, once they... If as long as you give something, I think not giving something is kind of not. Don't do that, obviously. Give something, but whatever it is, they forget about it 2 seconds later. So just give something and you're fine. You know, don't spend weeks. Well, I mean, if you're listening to this now, you're going to Japan tomorrow. I'm assuming you bought something already. But you know, as long as you bring something, Sean says Little Debbie's. Yeah, that's perfect. You know, as long as it doesn't melt or something, watch out for that. But you should be fine.
Yeah, and I think that the Little Debbie's thing is very interesting because there aren't any Little Debbie snack cakes in Japan.
There you
so
go.
Something that they can't get there is kind of exciting. And you know, if you bring something that's not over there, that is from the States, it's good to go.
Yeah, I mean, it just creates interest. Like, wow, you know, like. They'll ask questions, starts a conversation. That's good. Barrett has the idea of if you don't bring anything, say it all melted. That would probably work, but you know, come on, don't go that low. Next question. Oh yeah. Anyways, anyone in here, if you have a question, let it go. Now's the time. I'm going through my email of past questions now, just to kind of have something to present here. But if you have a question, let it go. Okay. So, what did you do for your intro lesson, Adrian? What did you do for your intro lesson, and how did it go over?
For my intro lesson, I had a PowerPoint presentation. So I was given the entire first lesson of every class. So it was about 45 minutes. So I had a PowerPoint presentation, and I introduced myself. I had pictures. I had some quick facts, and very simple English. Even though I taught at a high academic high school, I still used as simple English as I could because not all the students were at a high level. And then after the PowerPoint presentation, we played a game. So essentially, what it was kind of like a multiple choice game where the students had a bunch of cards and A, B, C, D in different colors, and I would have some questions from the PowerPoint saying, "What is Adrian's favorite color? A, red. B, green. C, blue," and so forth. And then I would say 1, 2, 3, and then the groups of students that I would have already made would raise the card, and whoever got it right got a point. And the team who got the most points, I would give them some smaller omiyage, maybe like pencils, pens, candy, and but I was very stingy on the candy. So.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I stayed away from like present kind of stuff, but I know some people use that with great effectiveness. So. Don't think it's bad, but I would stay away from kind of gifts kind of thing, especially in an intro lesson, because then it kind of sets a precedent sometimes, you know? Like, okay, if he comes, he's going to give me something, and then if you ever stop, it's like, oh, the kind of the letdown feeling. But, you know, some people use it, and it works well, so I don't know. Did you ever do the stickers thing, Adrian?
The what?
The stickers thing, give out stickers and stuff, or?
You know, strange enough, I wasn't one. You know, if I were to go to a school and people who would know how I was with gifts, they'd probably be very disappointed because I wasn't a very generous ALT when it came to prizes. It was very rare for me to give gifts. I think in the 3 years or 4 years that I was there, I gave maybe prizes twice, 3 times a year, and I gave things to only a certain group of people. And with the stickers, I never gave stickers away just like that. Like, oh, you said a word in English, here's a sticker. I was very strict with those. I would only put stickers on tests or handouts if the student got a perfect English homework assignment done correctly. So like if they had a 50-word essay or paragraph to do for homework and they wrote it completely perfect English, I would put a sticker on the test or on the worksheet. So I think that made those stickers very rare. I think it helped set a precedent of that these stickers mean a lot if we're only getting a couple every certain period of time.
That's what I did the exact same way. Like I think I try to make the good part of answering a question was the fun of like your team winning or something, you know. So like you don't have to do the stickers thing. I know some people really love doing it, but
yeah,
every other thing is different.
I think spending most of the time giving prizes takes away the merit of learning, and so for me, I spent less time on giving prizes and more time on making them feel like they've done something. So because those stickers were so rare that if a student got one on their handout, they showed it off because they realized I got one of the rare stickers that he never gives.
Yeah, so, that's cool. Yeah, that works a lot better. So Sean had a question here about when does the school year start back up, and is it the same date for all schools nationwide? And it's about it's always the same week, I think, but it's like not the exact same day. But yeah, now they're in summer vacation. And I can't remember exactly when it starts back up. Sometime next month, though, right? Like the first month in August, right? I can't remember.
The first month in August?
The first week. Yeah, first month in August.
Well, at my school, they're not on summer vacation yet. Actually, they don't go on to summer vacation until early August. But I think they come back the 3rd or 4th week of August.
Okay, it's a little bit long. Yeah, so just it's right about the same time. Everyone goes on vacation and then people come back. But yeah, the school starts in April, so that's when the school year starts. But they of course don't have a nice summer vacation like us in America had. But you know, a little bit different, you know. Okay, next question I got, Adrian, for you is, what did you do about the heat? Because I've heard a lot about the heat. I don't know what to do. How bad is it, basically?
I'm going to be very blunt. You're going to deal with it. You're going to find any way to stay cool possible. Fortunately, Japan does have air conditioning units in most modern apartments. So sometimes you will have a predecessor who has an apartment with an air conditioning unit. Use it. It will be expensive, I will say that. So that's a way, the air conditioning unit. You can buy fans almost anywhere in Japan. You can buy cool tech wear, which is pretty much very thin, breathable material used on some T-shirts and underwear that they sell at Uniqlo and other stores. That's another way to keep cool. Staying out of the sun is also good as well. And just drinking, basically what would you do in any place that has warm weather? Just stay hydrated. Stay out of the sun, stay out of the heat, don't do any strenuous activities, and so for me, I never actually owned an air conditioning unit, so I always relied on fans. I always, took a shower to stay cool, just relax in the bathtub. That's another way to stay cool. So there are many ways to do it. I think you just have to use your own instincts, and find ways. I mean, if you have a car, your car will have air conditioning. But
if you ride a bike, it's tough. Ride a bike, like I had to ride a bike for 4 years before I got a car, and I had to bring a different set of clothes for after the bike ride clothes because those clothes are nasty. When I got to school, it's bad. Depending on where you are. But I'll show you what I'm doing right now, actually, to give you a little more. This is my kind of setup here. Yeah. Over there. Oh, you can't see it? Try to lift it up. there's my fan right there. It's pointing right at my face. If I don't have that in my face, I'm sweating. So that's how hot it is where I am now. And I have air conditioning in here too, but it's kind of way over there. So it's got to be right at the face or no. And when you go to sleep, that's one thing that really surprised me when I got to Japan was the sleep sweats. You ever have that, Adrian?
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
tough to get over for a while. You're sitting there sleeping, and then you wake up. So why did I wake up? Oh my God, I'm all wet because I sweat. Sometimes you gotta leave your air conditioning on. Just you'll
I
get it.
see what you did there. Sweat, wet.
Sweat, wet, exactly.
It just
All right. So the other question: do you ever have problems with mukade? Adrian,
I actually have never had to deal with the mukade. My area of Japan where I lived in was not as humid as other places, so I feel like mukade are only in very humid places. I could be wrong, but I never had to deal with one. I saw mukade actually at a festival, at a fireworks festival, the month I arrived in August, and then the I guess another month, maybe 2 years later, I saw another one also at a festival outside. But in my apartment, I've never had to deal with one ever.
So I'll say my experience. So since I've been in Japan 8 years now. For the first 7 years, I never saw one. I've always lived in the same city too. But then I came to this new apartment here I have now, and I've seen 3 in the last 3 months. So I guess it really depends on where you are, and they are nasty, and you will get scared. But don't freak out too much. I mean, it's not. I don't think can they hurt you? I don't even know. Can they?
Yeah, they bite you, and I would. It's especially if you have some, you know, I think maybe your immune system is not strong towards like poison or something. It could be pretty scary, and I think you're gonna get a lot of swelling, and you might have like a fever or something like that. And I think they recommend you get emergency care immediately. Most people don't die, obviously, or most people just have excruciating pain. But other than that, it's like getting stung by like a really big bee.
Oh, okay,
And
so I wasn't worried enough apparently because I was like, oh, there's one. I'll go get it. And I used toilet paper, but I guess I should really be worried.
Well, I think the ones that are, I think the people that are prone to fatal outcomes are like children and maybe senior citizens. But for those who are, adults, and big people like us, I think for us it's just excruciating pain.
Okay, so now I'm worried more than I was before we got the question, but okay. So yeah, it's not just, I guess it depends on where you are. First, I think if you're on a higher floor too, like they happen a lot less. I mean, this is the first time I've been on the first floor of anywhere, and this is the first time it's happened. I don't know if it's coincidence.
Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I lived on the third floor.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's not, they start on the ground, but I don't know. Who knows?
But fortunately, Japan sells a lot of insect bug repellents that you can put around your apartment. You can have them in your room, like these. What I thought were really cool, these kind of insect odorizer thingies that you can hang around your apartment. They give off a smell, and you can get them in different like scents, like flowers. But for bugs, it's like kind of deflects them. So
Yeah.
I use those a lot. And I never had such a big problem with bugs. And you can buy powders, you can buy sprays, you can do a lot of stuff. The only thing I will tell you is if you ever see a mukade, do not squish it, do not step on it, do not smash it, because the mukade will release an odor that will bring more to your apartment or your house. So the thing that most people recommend is just grabbing something like tongs, or picking it up with a pail or a broom or something like that, and either throwing it out your window, or some people say boiling them. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, or just spraying it with something, like put it in the sink and just spray the hell out of it until it dies. But do not smash them, do not squish them for their insides to come out, because that will release an odor that will attract other insects and other mukade.
Okay, I think we got people a lot more scared, and myself too. It's more scared.
But that's the least of your worries, I think. I think being an ALT is more frightening than being scared of mukade.
Yeah, definitely. So we got a question here. I'll let you take this one. What are your thoughts about ALTs taking special summer leave in August, right after they get to Japan for the first, to start their year?
Well, that depends when you take it. But usually during those periods of time, it's a period of holiday for many Japanese, especially if it's during Obon. So I think it'll be fine. Just let them know that you're doing it for a good reason. So, for example, let's say you wanted to travel to Kyoto because you wanted to study the culture of the temples, and you wanted to go to the Golden Temple, things like that. But if you're doing it, oh, I want to go to China or I want to go to Taiwan, it's like, wait a minute, you just got to Japan and now you want to go traveling like a tourist? And that's one of the things that JTEs, Japanese Teachers of English, do not like ALTs, is when they treat the job like a working vacation. So if you get there and then you tell them about the holidays that are coming up and be like, oh, I would like to travel during that period of time because I want to experience Japanese culture, I want to go to these cities, you want to go to Tokyo or Nagoya, Hiroshima, wherever, Mount Fuji, you want to experience that culture, I think they'll be okay with it. Just say early, and don't make it seem like you're going to bail on them as soon as you get there, because you're getting used to your host, the school, the teachers, and if you're already bailing out on them, it's going to be like you pretty much feeling that stereotype of the tourist ALT. I'm coming to Japan just because I got the job, but now fuck the school, I'm going to go travel. That's not really a good idea.
Yeah, I would agree, definitely. I think it's like it's okay to do it, but you have to like as soon as possible, as early as possible to say I want to go there. Then you can say it, and also like that goes for the rest of the year too. Like if you have an idea you want to go somewhere, obviously the earlier the better, and just make sure you say as soon as possible, hey, I want to go here. Cool. It doesn't mean he's not saying like you can go to Taiwan or whatever, but maybe that's not the best choice for your first kind of travel experience. After you get the job.
Yeah, I mean, we all want to travel, and I certainly wanted to, but I knew that I had to get assimilated first with my school before I actually got out there. But Obon is not until like mid-August, so I think if you arrive this Saturday, if you're in Group A, you arrive this Saturday on the 23rd. So I think that's a pretty good amount of time to let the school know. And after 2 weeks of being at your school, you're probably already going to get assimilated. So I think even after 2 weeks, it's still going to be early before Obon hits. So I think that will be a good time to do it as well.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I just got some breaking news for people in Japan, so only me, of course. But it looks like Pokemon Go was just released. I'm going to do a quick check here to make sure that's true or not. This is huge. This is huge. So especially for you guys out there that are playing Pokemon Go, if this isn't out yet, you can't play. Your Pokemon.
You don't know what you're missing.
Your Pokemon Going is done, but for me, it might just be beginning. So hold on. I can't. No, it's not yet for me on my phone. So we're gonna hold back on the excitement. Just got my wife just sent me an email. Said Pokemon Go's out, but it doesn't look like it yet. So okay, it's back on track. For all you do Pokemon Go, you might not be able to do Pokemon Go for a while, but you can do a cheat, like kind of use your American account, but then if you try it, there's no Pokemon out there, whatever. All right, let's get back on track. So, Adrian, what would your advice be to have a good first day? Like, I know you got to meet a lot of people. You're going to go around, get the little, in my situation, I had like, I had to go to like 3 schools, so you go to the school, principal talks to you. I didn't know any Japanese at the time, so how did you handle that situation? When let's say you can't speak Japanese at all.
I mean, just go with the flow, to be honest, and don't get so stressed out. Don't feel like you're completely on your own. There's a lot of people there who will help you out, and they will get you through the first couple of weeks to help you out with many things, introductions, and if you're introducing yourself to another person, like a principal or something, learn a couple of phrases in Japanese, like "hajimemashite," "watashi wa," "Adorian tomoshimasu," and things like that. "My name is," "dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu." You say where you're from. For example, for me, I would say "Chicago kara kimashita," something like that. And those simple phrases will give the people you meet a nice impression of you, because it shows that you're trying to assimilate with the culture. But again, just go with the flow and just do as the Romans do. Try to follow the leads of other teachers on your first day. You know, be open-minded. Don't be so offended if they mention certain things about your appearance. So for me, I'm a big guy. So when I got there, they would say, "Oh, you're very big," and I'm like, I know I am. That isn't that good? That means I can beat the hell out of you. Just kidding. But yeah, I just say take it easy.
Yeah, just like you don't have your hand held through the process. So just kind of go where they tell you to go, say what you got to say. And Adrian's right. You want to learn at least how to say, my name is, I'm from. To show like you do care about learning Japanese a little bit. Like you don't just be there just standing around with your eyes wide the whole time, like wow. Just show a little bit. Show that you care a little bit. And I would also that you don't have some time to be sitting at your desk probably. I mean, for like once you get to the introduction, the first introductions, I still say it's good at that time. Don't just sit there though. Try to be proactive. Introduce yourself to other people. I know it's really hard and you're really nervous, but it really goes a long way to making sure you're not just the ALT that sits at that desk and doesn't do anything the whole year. You don't want to be a part of the school. You want to talk to people. Do your best to introduce yourself to even other people that weren't past that first introduction where they say, "Here's the new ALT," and everyone claps for you. It's all embarrassing. Past that, go further and say, "Hey, my name is," individually to some teachers. Not everybody, but
Yeah, you can say "Nihon ga daisuki," something like that.
yeah, and they'll like it. So make
Yeah.
yourself a part of the school. So Adrian, what did you do like after school? Like, did you join any clubs and stuff, or how did you go about doing that after school stuff?
Um, my first year, I basically just hung out with the English club at my school. Since it's a high school, I participated in the debate competitions. I did a lot of speech contest work with some students. I have a communications background, so I enjoyed doing the speech contest a lot. And yeah, usually with my English club, we would practice for the debate competitions. I would just hang out with them and talk to some of the students that I could speak with. And then after a while, I would get involved with more schoolwork, so I would have to make listening tests after school. And then sometimes I would help other clubs, like for example, I would help the audio video club because I also have a background in media. What else? On Mondays, I would go to the weight room and work out with the gym teacher. And it's funny. This was at a Enkai at a dinner at a kind of after school dinner with the teachers, and just drunk teachers say things, and people think,
Yeah,
oh, what happens at the Enkai stays at the Enkai. That's
exactly.
not exactly true because one of my gym teachers was very drunk, or one of the gym teachers at the school was very drunk. He goes up to me and says, "I'm going to train you." And I said, "Okay, we are going to do training," in very broken English. And then I'm like, in Japanese, I'm like, "Okay, sure, we can do whatever you want." And then I thought, yeah, it's just him talking in a drunk manner. And then the next day, he goes, in Japanese, he goes, "Okay, so I'm gonna meet you 6 o'clock after school." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So that's how I spend a lot of my after schools.
That's cool. Yeah, I always try to do a little more like I would go to the basketball team one day, the softball team one day. Just kind of spread it out. Don't get stuck in any one thing. That would be my advice for someone just starting soon. Don't get married to something before you're sure you want to be married to it. That goes for life too. But if you start going to one for like a whole week, you might find yourself, oh well, Adrian's the coach of this team, so like they'll expect you to go to the games and stuff. And if you want to do that, that's cool. But if you don't want to do that, make sure you kind of spread yourself out more. And I think in the first week though, it's important to show that you want to do that kind of stuff. Don't just sit at your desk till 4:30 and then leave. Show you want to be a part of it. Try to walk around. I know it's really hard when you first get there. You're gonna be nervous, but make the effort and you can get it back. Let's go a few more here. How about okay, I got a question here about the one someone that doesn't drink and they got invited to Enkai. So Should they go? Should they not go? If they go, do they have to drink? What's your thoughts on that, Adrian?
You don't have to drink. If you don't like drinking alcohol, then don't drink. What many people do, and even Japanese people do it, they just drink something else. Drink water, or you can drink tea. They will have tea at the enkais, and you can just drink that. And you can let them know. They'll just say, I'm not a big alcoholic person, and you can even go a little bit further, say, oh, I'm driving home, something like that.
Yeah, I would say add that extra reason. I think that's important though too. Like just saying I don't drink, you still can get those annoying people that say like, well, it's okay, come on, But if you give a reason like hard stop reason, like some people use the I'm allergic, some Japanese people use that excuse, I'm allergic, or some people say I'm driving, some kind of hard reason where there's no more conversation about it. I would definitely recommend doing that. Go ahead, if you want to say something, Adrian.
No, and yeah, just give like I'm alcohol makes me sick, or I don't know, I have some condition that I can't drink alcohol. You can do that as well. I mean, there's many excuses that you can use, but you don't have to drink. It's not
but you should definitely recommend. I still recommend definitely going though. Definitely don't say no, especially those initial ones. You definitely want to go to those kind of parties. Even though they're expensive sometimes, and you don't want to eat all the food. You still should go to those in the beginning, I think.
Yeah, I think the most important ones are the beginning of the school year Enkai, where the new teachers arrive, the end of the year Enkai, when some teachers leave, and the New Year's one. There are other ones in the middle. Usually they do it after festivals or after field trips or something like that. You don't have to go to those, and if they ask you, oh, why can't you? Just say, oh, I have a Japanese class, or oh, I have to call my parents, or oh, I have to go to, I have to go cut my, no, maybe that's not a good one. I have to cut my hair. Maybe, just say, oh, I already said I was going to have dinner with some other people. Things like that. I have a calligraphy class, and I've used those too, and I didn't go to all the Enkais. I know sometimes they say, go to all of them, but you don't have to. You don't have to go to all of them.
Yeah, some people, there's some schools that do it once a month and stuff. You definitely don't have to go to all those, especially like really expensive. So somebody's be like, 1,000 yen for 8,000 yen for some all you can drink and all you can eat. But then if you don't drink, it's really a waste of money. So you don't have to say yes to every single one.
Yeah, one of my Enkais, I think the most expensive one I went to was a dinner. It was really good, really expensive. I think it would be the equivalent of $160 for my meal,
Jeez.
My only meal. Yeah.
Jeez,
So,
and that was like, did they tell you beforehand or what?
yeah, they told me beforehand. I'm like, when in Rome.
The best part of those is if you go to karaoke after the party, usually your principal's on the hook to pay for that, in my experience.
Yeah, and sometimes during invites, special invites from the principal, he'll probably pay it too.
Yeah, you'll find that. Like, you'll find the principal kind of, if you go out with him after the Enkai kind of thing, they'll kind of feel responsible, like they have to pay. I don't know if it's kind of a culture thing or business culture thing, but yeah, they usually end up paying. So, let's do. We got 10 more minutes left. How about this one? I get sometimes, and it's about what do you do if you have a class where the teacher is not helping at all? Let's say you're doing your intro lesson and the students aren't listening and the teacher's in the back just chilling. Is irrelevant to what's going on. How would you handle that situation?
That's a tricky one because that really never happened with me.
Okay, well, it does happen though.
Yeah, it does happen. I will say that, especially with like elementary school kids and junior high school kids, because junior high school kids are mixed with all academic levels. Same thing with elementary schools. My advice, I guess, would be to let the teacher know, because the teacher is the one who has the authority in the classroom. You're not the authority. The teacher is. You can guide the students, but in terms of disciplining, the teacher has to do that. So if you're in that situation, let the teacher know that they're not paying attention, and then also try to find ways yourself to bring some order to the class. Maybe stop the lesson and say something. Okay, we're not going to do anything until everybody relaxes. And especially with like elementary school students, there's tricks. Like you can start clapping, and then all the students will start clapping, and then you stop, and then okay, now everybody's in the same rhythm. Now let's begin again. Or just stopping everything, just staring at the students, and then they'll be like, nothing's happening, and then they'll get the gist.
Yeah, that was my method, is just to stop everything. So if it gets out of control and you just stop, and like everyone kind of says like, oh, okay, hold on, he stopped. Then eventually the teacher, no matter what they're doing, is like, okay, he stopped. I have to do something. You know, even if they really don't want to do anything, if they see that happen, okay, I have to do something now. Okay, guys, come on, you know. But after that, I think it's important to, if that is what always happens, I think it's okay to tell someone, you know, tell someone above that teacher or whoever is kind of in charge of the English group. You can say, hey, this teacher just doesn't help at all. Is there anything I could do to, you know, I want to work together more, that kind of thing. Because you know, it's okay. Like sometimes classes are going to go awry, right? Let's not have tough classes. But if it's every single time it goes tough and the teacher every single time does nothing, that means it's kind of more of a bigger problem, right? So you got to go above that teacher to whoever is kind of your handler, I call them, who is in charge of you, to kind of see if they can change something. And of course, sometimes they don't do anything. They'll be like, they listen to you and say, oh, okay, I got it. I'm going to talk to them. And then it's like, just it's erased from the, you know, the universe. They don't do anything. Then it's time to go to your company, right, and say like, hey, I have this really, and see if they might give you some strategies to try, and they might talk to the school also if it gets to like extreme level, you know. So you're saying you never had any tough classes, Adrian? You're lucky then.
Yeah, most of my kids, I think it's because I was also very straightforward and strict. I wasn't like the bouncy, oh my god, everybody, let's practice English together. Like, I wasn't really like that.
Okay,
I was
not
I was kind of like my father. I was kind of like the abusive father kind of instructor. I was very strict. And I never, and this is another thing that I recommend people not doing. Do not yell, do not scream, because the kids will get so used to that, and sooner or later it won't affect them.
Yeah.
For me, I always had such a calm demeanor, and I always spoke like how I'm speaking now. I don't yell. I explain things like I don't say, well, how's the weather today? That's too ganky for me. I was never like that. Me, I was more like, for example, I'll be like, Kenta, what did you do? What did you do yesterday? And he'll be like, I went to the movies. Okay, great. Something like that, very simple. But there were once or twice here and there, I would get a student who would just fall asleep. And what I would do is I would go up to the student's desk, slam my hand really hard on their desk, and then they'd wake up, and I would say something like, nice to see you, and then walk back to the front and then start over.
So what
grade
level would that be?
I would never ever yell.
What grade level was that?
This is high school. This is like 15-year-old teenager.
Because I was going to say, like, in elementary school, if that situation happens, I would, of course, try to wake them up once. But if let's say, like, I did that method, too, the slam method, and, like, but if they still go back to sleep and the teacher doesn't care, I just give up, you know. I'd say, okay, well, the teacher doesn't care that he's sleeping, then I don't care, you know, as long as it's not getting in the way of the activities and stuff, you know.
Yeah, for me, I didn't really do that as much, but, just once in a while for those who, as ALTs, we don't have much responsibility in terms of like test scores and standardized scores. We don't have to worry about the curriculum so much, but sometimes, it gets to you like, that kid, you prepared this lesson, it's really good, it would be very great if they could use it, because as an ALT also, you want them to learn, and if they're not learning, you're not worth it. So you want to make yourself worth being there. That's true. If everybody at least tries to participate here and there, that's a good idea. So that was my method. Or, I'm like, again, I'll say I have a very calm demeanor. I don't yell, and so when my JTE is conducting a lesson and all 40 students are talking and they're creating noise, all of nowhere, I'll just stand there and I'll go, and then everybody, bam, they stop. So,
okay,
yeah, the less aggressive you are, the times that you do, it will be a shocker, and that's when students will listen up. But don't do it all the time, because students will get used to it. Yeah,
you've seen that some teachers that yell a lot, the students just tune it out. So, so we got about 5 minutes left. Let's try to get maximum hype in here. People are gonna start their journey in Japan. What's like a good memory of your first month or so in Japan, Adrian?
I think a great memory for me was when I went to my welcome Enkai, and this is a special one because usually for welcome parties for the new ALT, they will take you to a restaurant, and usually the restaurant is Japanese. For me, they didn't do that.
Okay.
For me, they took my ethnicity as a factor. So I am Mexican, and so my JTEs, I guess they collaborated in some way with each other, and they thought of some places, and the first one that came up in their mind is to take me to a Mexican restaurant for my welcome party, and they did, and it was very strange, but I enjoyed it, and it was fun to show my principal what a Corona was, and he never had one before. My
That's
supervisor
cool.
also never had a Corona, so for them it was interesting. Also, eating different foods that they've never had before, eating guacamole or how to eat a taco or a burrito, other things like that. It was fun to see them do that.
That's
And so
cool.
they were trying to make me feel at home, even though I found it very stereotypical. But
Yeah.
I felt it made me feel more comfortable. And then my JTE told me, and I'll never forget this as long as I live. And she actually is my friend on Facebook too, one of my JTEs. She told me, like, at the Zenkai, she's like, Adrian, we know that you're far away from your family and you'll miss them. But while at our school and with us, we are your family.
Oh,
And
that's
that
good.
just blew me away.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
so
pretty cool.
so that I never forgot. And up to my last couple of weeks, I always felt like they were, even though I'm not Japanese and I will never be part of that Japanese inner circle, but I still felt like they cared. And they'll lash out at you too. Like, for example, one time, I put, we were setting up for a speech contest, and I was just like, yes. I put my feet back, and I was like reclining on one of the chairs, and I'm like, yes, this is great. And then my GP is like, you Americans. And that was so spontaneous and funny, and my teachers would hit me, and like, I went to Tokyo with one of my JTEs, and she got lost at the train station with me, and I'm like, you're Japanese, aren't you supposed to know? And then
Yeah.
she slaps me on the arm, and she's like, oh, be quiet, something like that. So it's ever since that first month and that kind of assimilation in that Mexican restaurant, that just took off for me.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. For me it's a little bit simpler. I think my first great like wow I'm in Japan moment was when I went to karaoke and like we were kind of like singing stupid American songs, being stupid foreigners, like, oh, we're in Japan, gets crazy, getting stupid. And like the room next to us, Japanese people, and they came in, and we were just, oh god, and we were like, oh, Japanese people are so nice, just stupid. It was so dumb. Don't make that mistake and get like out of hand at karaoke, like, yeah, we're awesome, we're foreigners, don't do that like I did. Don't be stupid, just be normal. But I still remember that great feeling of like, wow, I'm in Japan. I waited to come here so long. Now I'm in Japan. I'm singing karaoke. Wow, I never thought I'd do that. And for me, I still remember that feeling. It was fun, even though it was very stupid, looking back. We got a question from Diallo here, maybe the last one. I'm noticing picture of Kanazawa. Where's where I'm going? Is that where either of you? Okay, Kanazawa. Have you ever been there?
Me?
Adrian. Yes.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Tell Diallo a little bit about it.
Kanazawa is a nice city. It's beautiful nature-wise, but I think most of Japan is. Kanazawa is famous for their seafood,
Mm.
and they have a lot of nice places. They have nightclubs. It's a small city, but there's a lot to do. They have a beautiful park there. They have castles, but they're famous for their seafood market. So if you don't go to Tokyo, you can go to Kanazawa, and they have a seafood market, and their fish, their salmon is amazing. And I have some friends that are actually from Kanazawa as well. They go to Kanazawa University. My school goes to Kanazawa University for field trips
Mm.
with the first years, and I've been there several times. And Kanazawa is a nice city. And I didn't go to Kanazawa, but I was in neighboring Gifu Prefecture. So Ishikawa Prefecture, which is where Kanazawa was really close to me. It was about an hour and a half drive.
So there you go, Diallo. You looks like you have a good city you're going to. Doesn't mean you don't have great schools, but I hope you.
And then recently they recently started the Shinkansen there. So there's a Shinkansen that goes from Kanazawa to Tokyo. So that's exciting.
There you go. That's cool. I'm in Kyushu.
That just began last year.
Yeah, I'm in Kyushu, so we just got one from Kumamoto up to there, so that's cool too. Shinkansen is growing, even though it's kind of expensive. Yeah. In some cases, it's more expensive than plane, but I recommend doing it one time just to, it's cool.
I mean, if you have a lot of free time and you want to save a lot of money, take the local trains.
Yeah.
I did that from Nagoya all the way to Hiroshima. It took 8 hours, but it was only $50. If I would have taken the Shinkansen, it would have been $180.
There you go. I
would have saved 6 hours, but still.
I took the night bus route. So like when I went to Osaka, which is about I think 4 hours, I took the night bus. So you get on the bus at 8 o'clock and you get there in the morning at 8 o'clock at 3 a.m. or whatever. It was pretty, but it's very, very cheap. But it's kind of, you wake up, you didn't get a good sleep. I don't know. I still would do it again because it becomes like a party bus in there because everyone's kind of doing the same thing. But you'll see. There's many avenues, a lot of things to explore. That's why we're here today, trying to get that maximum hype up. So thanks for everyone for coming. Your next year, get excited because it's gonna be fun. I still remember my first year, the best of all my years. And it's gonna be fun, and don't freak out too much. Don't let the first month go by too fast. Is always my recommendation. Try to stop and say, hey, I'm in Japan. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. Adrian, you have any last words?
I hate all of you because I miss Japan a lot, and I would love to go back. And actually, if I pass the JLPT in December, level 2, I'm thinking about reapplying as a jet, to be honest.
Oh.
Not as an ALT though, but as a CIR.
CIR, yeah. So look, he was on the island for 5 years, and it wasn't enough for him. He has to go back.
Yeah, I think that would be what I would like to do. Not go back to the ALT role. Mm-hmm. I think my time there has passed, but I'd probably go back as a CIR and work for the municipal governments or community centers. But for now, here I am in Chicago working in an elementary school. So
yeah, good luck with that. Use your skills you learned as an ALT there.
And I don't have to speak Japanese. I can speak English. But yeah.
All right, guys. So that's it for today. Thanks again for coming. And as I already said, the closing spiel. But just have fun. Thanks for coming. If you have any questions the whole year, Facebook group is there. ALTInsider.com is there. A lot of people are here to help you, so don't think you got to go at it alone.
And we're the only JET program incoming group in the past 6 years that's reached over 2,000 people.
There you go. That's the best. You guys are the best.
We've been doing something right, even though I'm a constant troll in there. Okay.
There you go. So, get excited, have fun. That's it. Adrian, thanks for hanging out today.
No problem.
And have a good one, guys. Enjoy it. See ya.